Welcome, everybody. It is Crypto Moose, and it's time to get loose. Mitchell Bouchard, your crypto and NFT investor. For those of you that have been watching, especially the Loose Moose NFT holders, thank you so much for tuning in again. If you are new to the channel, perhaps you want to smash that like button and subscribe because this is going to be your crypto and NFT learning database specifically for the year 2024 for you all. So that being said, let's dive right into it. So make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and also comment. I do like seeing those comments. I typically try to let you all know about that as well. So everything's looking good here on my end. You've all seen the title. Okay, we're going to get into specifically the Bitcoin approved ETF. So I'm going to talk about what that is. We're going to break it down a little bit, and we'll just go over kind of what it means and what I think is going to happen. So ultimately, it is a big deal, right? So it's an exchange traded fund. So it's a tool in which you can own a piece of Bitcoin, and it's a great way for traditional investors to be able to, pick up some Bitcoin now in their 401k or their TFSA for Canada, whatever it may be. So ultimately, you'll have big institutions like BlackRock, and we'll get into some of them. They buy the Bitcoin and then they have a spot ETF. You buy the ETF and it means that you own a share of, like Bitcoin. So definitely a big deal. We could see the market moving. Nothing in this video is financial advice. I know very little, especially when it comes to the complexities of ETF. So I'm just giving you my thoughts, kind of what I know. I do not buy and sell or trade a lot of stocks, but I do a lot with crypto. So, I've got 14, 15 hardware wallets. I have another company that just reached out to me, asked me to review one of their wallets. So I'm very in tune with crypto and NFTs now. But, when it comes to stocks, I just don't play around with it too much because, quite frankly, it's kind of boring. It doesn't move very fast. And I'm more technologically driven in the crypto space, so it suits me, right? So comment down below: are you more suited towards the ETF or the Bitcoin itself in a non-custodial fashion? So with that being said, right, that this is a big deal. This has never happened before. We are 105 days from the halving, supposedly. This will fluctuate. We don't know exactly, right, because it's based on blocks and blocks can take different times, right, for confirmation. So if we look at Bitcoin, 46,600. This was announced, I would say maybe 4 or 5 hours ago, let's call it. And Ethereum is really the one that went up very high. So if we zoom in here as well, we are on CoinMarketCap. This is where you can check out the market caps of different tokens. And Bitcoin's just crushing it, right? Up 10%. Ethereum, almost 20%. More importantly, Cardano's starting to climb a bit. So personally, I've been waiting for that. I'm holding a lot of cornucopias. I've been waiting for a little bit of positive news. So I'll share that. And I'm going to be doing some Copy videos this week as well. So cornucopias has been hit by a truck, decimated recently. So even on the week, we're down. From 9 cents, and I would say even on the month we're doing much worse. But if we look at the 1 year and even further, I've been telling you guys, at a penny, at 2 cents. I think that was the first video when it was at a penny, like here. It was like a penny or so, and I said, guys, cornucopias, incredible team. There's a lot of good stuff happening, and they're extremely transparent. They're all perspicacious, and they meticulously craft a game and build the team, and it's incredible. It's incredible what they're doing. So there's a lot of potential, and if you look at the macro perspective, it's got the opportunity to really hit on that metaverse gaming play, right? And we're gonna see that explode as these games develop, get better. The Copy nodes are out, etc. But specifically Bitcoin. Let's get back into Bitcoin. So a lot of you do know, and I'm going to put up an article here, and we're going to compare them. So here's one of them. And the US SEC has not approved Bitcoin ETFs, says social media account compromise. So what happened yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Don't know exactly what time, but people started posting. Some people were doing YouTube videos saying, the Bitcoin ETF was approved, but it was not. And what I think happened is that they made a scheduled post and they released it early. So people are, we're kind of joking at Gary about that. So if we compare that to today's post, look at this. So a very similar headline, but this was on January 9th, 9 p.m. This one's January 10th. So today, January 10th, the Bitcoin ETF is out and it's got approval from the US SEC. So what this means is that tomorrow, so probably when you're watching this video, most of you, it will be January 11th. I think Bitcoin will go to 50,000 and more. And of course, remain, it will still trade in the similar fashion that Bitcoin is. It will be extremely volatile, but we will see an uptrend in my opinion. So the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, has approved new Bitcoin exchange traded funds. So there are multiple, I believe there are 11. Still has reservations about cryptocurrency. So the idea is they have approved the ETF. So that means that BlackRock, they can have shares. They can come out with Bitcoin ETF shares that you can pick up through your investments. So retirement accounts, I assume, and then basically you could have these large institutions buying crypto without worrying about are they going to get sued? Are they doing it properly, right? So this is a major step for cryptocurrencies, and we're just talking about Bitcoin. Currently, we've got how many cryptos? We have 2 million cryptos. Most are complete garbage. But if we look at the top 10, they're all going to do well. And in fact, if we look at the 24-hour, Ethereum Classic's going up. On the hour, Sui's going up. Arbitrum Layer 2 solution for ETH. Bonk's going up, so I'm still hodling my Bonk, but that's because it was down a lot. So I made 42% this week on that, which is good. About time that went up. Beam doing all right. So a lot of projects that were pumping recently are doing well. So one thing I want to show you as well before we dive into more, and you guys can comment down below, what do you think this means for Bitcoin in general? In my opinion, this is massive news in positive news for the entire market, right? Because if we want to see cornucopias do well, if we want Cardano to do well in the long term, right? We need Bitcoin to do well because Bitcoin drives the market. It's the digital gold. It is the crypto money, really. It's the only kind of sure bet we have with crypto. Potentially, what I think, what we're seeing over the long period of time is this is the best money ever created, right? And I don't have time to get into those reasons, but with the fixed amount, with the fact that 93% is already in circulating supply, you have a lot being taken off exchanges, and you can actually, you could be interoperable with Bitcoin throughout different chains and move it around pretty fast compared to gold without the security, and anybody can have it with an internet connection and move it around. It's super powerful when you actually understand the technology, right? So what I want to show you though is this, and I don't think people are talking about this enough. If you look at the 1 year, Bitcoin is up 170% roughly. If you look at all time, it's massively up. But look at this. If you did not pick up any Bitcoin at 16 to 20,000, you really missed out. I did a video specifically. If you go on the channel under Crypto Moose, I've done videos somewhat recently. If you scroll down, you can see some Bitcoin videos. I think when I first started the channel, and I was talking about Kopi at a penny. We're talking about Iagon before it ever hit a penny. In Bitcoin specifically at 16,000, that was around the same time I kind of started the channel. So we were like peak bear market. I think Bitcoin was like it was at like 40,000, just kept crashing as I was starting the channel. But I was in crypto before, and it's just amazing at what's happened, right? And to me, a lot of it seems obvious. I feel like, we have information given to us on our cell phones. We're pretty well connected in the crypto space. There's a lot of people I engage with, even recently I just did a Wi-Fi interview. So, with this channel, it's been great to be able to connect with you all. If you guys have a Loose Moose NFT, some of you are getting airdrops, so we'll talk about that at the end. But the idea is we have this community and everybody's interested in the same thing, right? We want to see a good future, right? And we have a lot of hope for it, and we understand the use case of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. So I think it's a big deal. Yeah, Bitcoin's somewhat boring. However, it's the digital gold, right? So the articles, again, just a funny comparison, but you know, um, there was that Twitter post. Perhaps I can maybe it's in here, but from the SEC account, here it is. It had 1 million views. 20 minutes later, it was no longer visible. So they took it down. And I remember seeing it. And basically, it was that blue banner, and it said, today we're announcing the spot ETFs, blah, blah, blah. So that was really cool. So this is today. Yes, there is a Bitcoin. Bitcoin spot ETFs have been approved. So I think there's another article I had here on Coinbase. So here we go. Momentous approval. Spot ETFs to usher in Bitcoin's next chapter and diversified long-term growth. So spot Bitcoin ETFs have arrived in the US, reaffirming that the future of money is here. The SEC's approval of 11 spot Bitcoin ETFs, 8 of which are partnered with Coinbase. So Coinbase is a huge online exchange, and you know, this is a big deal because the SEC has been suing Coinbase, and then they come out with approving a spot ETF, right? So the main thing is that you have big institutions that have billions of dollars and trillions of dollars. In fact, we're talking about BlackRock, Fidelity, I believe, as well, and you know, they want to provide investors with the ability to pick up Bitcoin, but without an ETF being approved, they cannot do that. So that's what this means, right? So these big institutions, they have to comply to certain rules and regulations. So this is a big deal. This is a monumental deal. It really is monumentous, momentous in this case, right? So spot Bitcoin ETFs introduced by the world's largest asset managers will unlock diversified pools of new investors to spur long-term growth and product innovation. So, you know, Coinbase ETFs, let's see. I don't know if there's a list of the actual ETFs for sure, but we'll probably get into it in a different video. You guys could even comment it down below. I will look at some of it right now. So I want this video to be geared towards that. I want to know, what do you guys think? Me personally, I think, well, today we're Wednesday, January 10th, and I think that Bitcoin will definitely get to 50,000 tomorrow. I think it's very possible. So I'm going to do BlackRock ETF, something will come up. So BlackRock is kind of one of those big names. They own a lot of assets. They have their, you know, their BlackRock iShares, etc. So I'm going to go on their website. Let's do that. BlackRock. I think it'd probably be iShares ETF, right? Let's put Bitcoin. BlackRock, others filing. Let's see here. And it's amazing. And if you guys were following this channel, I haven't been talking about it too much. But what is interesting is that a lot of channels were talking about, if you're following crypto at all, that it was going to be not just one ETF, but multiple ETFs, right? So as institutions, right, it's not fair if one gets to launch the ETF and everybody buys that one. So it was pretty obvious that they were going to announce, you know, at least 5 or something at the same time. That's what I thought. So that's probably why it hasn't been a big shock, you know, at least to me as well. So definitely very interesting. So it looks like this is almost impossible to get. Let's just go BlackRock here. So comment down below as well. What else would you guys like to see me cover on the channel? We have a Kopi video coming out extremely soon. What else do we have? We have a lot. We have a lot coming. Here we go. Products, iShares ETFs might be under. I think Bitcoin's like a commodity, right? I think that's kind of what they're it's going to be out as. regardless, you guys kind of know what's up. Here's one I wanted to get into. So this is on Twitter. This is by Watcher Guru. I think this is legit. And this is what I want to get into. So it's Van Eck, Bitwise, Fidelity. Fidelity is a big name. Franklin, Valkyrie, Hashdex, Ark Invest. So that's Kathy Wood. Grayscale, right? So Grayscale has a huge position also with Cardano. So in the future, this is one of my predictions. I believe this year, I believe it's very possible now that this year we will see a Cardano ETF. I made a joke talking about when SNEC ETF. Guys, that's not happening. The moose was just getting loose. I'm trolling on the internet, but there will be an Ethereum, Solana, Cardano ETF. 100%. I believe that. I actually wonder if they could even have like a USDC ETF, if that would even make sense. I mean, even though USDC is backed by $1, you're pegged. Who knows, right? So that's definitely very interesting. Let's even look here. Applicable to National Securities Exchange in particular with Section 6B5 and Section 11 whatever. It is therefore ordered, Section proposed. So these are SR, these are like the names, right? So hereby approved, accelerated basis by the commission. So very cool, very cool. I think the next one's going to be ETH, maybe some others. So guys, check this out. Do your own research. Not telling you to pick up Bitcoin, but again, if we look, we are right now January 10th, 8:30 p.m. Hopefully this video is out tonight. And we have a lot more to cover. So those are kind of my thoughts. I think it's a big deal. It's going to make it easier for everyone to just pick up some Bitcoin and not worry about regulation as much, etc. Okay? So I want to make one little announcement as well. If you guys go to the link tree, you will see Eat a Plate. So I even have it behind me there. So I have an Eat a Plates logo. This is a new NFT project. I did a collaboration with Alien Peace Force. Kevin Gardine did an incredible job with the art. These are just collectible NFTs. What's our saying for this? I just want to make sure I get it right. So collect, trade, and display. You guys are going to like this. And also, so if you go to minting here, it's going to start in, 13 days? Something like that for you guys. If you are a Loose Moose NFT holder, I've done a screenshot 4 days ago. So January 6th, we did a screenshot. So if you hold a Loose Moose NFT, in fact, depending on how many you own, you can mint that many, if you're still holding it, in on JPEG Store. So this is what it looks like. Guys, check out that link. So if you are a Loose Moose holder, you are whitelisted your address with that NFT. So all you're going to do is connect your wallet. And I wish I had the exact date. I'll get into it in a different video. But it's in 13 days. You can mint in Eat a Plate for free. So again, we are providing as much value as we can to the Loose Moose holders. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who's picked one up. And yeah, public mint is going to be January 22nd. So it's going to be January 24th. I just don't know if it's 1 p.m. or later, but January 24th, guys, mint your Eat a Plate. So guys, check it out. Give me your thoughts and opinions. Pick up a hardware wallet. Save up to 25% off. I also have online courses. And with that being said, everybody, we'll see you in the next one.